Hello everyone, myself Sneha Umakant Pawar. I am a student of 3rd year B Pharmacy from Shivaji Rao S. Sondhale College of Pharmacy, Asangaon. Today I am going to present a topic from the subject Industrial Pharmacy First, that is Production Procedure of Parenterals under the guidance of Professor Geeta Mohire ma'am as a assistant professor. So let's start. Production of parenterals. As we know, the special care should be taken during the production of parenteral products so that the final products are free from the physical, chemical, microbial, and pyrogenic contamination. It means it should not have any kind of microbial attack. The raw material should be the special grades of purity, parenteral grade. The production area should be highly cleaned and controlled environment to avoid the particulate and microbial contamination of the products. So basically that should be sterile, means free from pyrogen. Then the apparatus and equipment should also be thoroughly clean and sterilized. Again, in production of parenterals, there are various types of parenterals for administered to the body. Here is some examples of parenterals. First is powder parenterals for injection. Example cefuroxime for injection. Second one colloidal solution. Example iron dextran. Third one injectable suspension. Example methine prednisolone acetate. Fourth one is oily injectable solution. Example dimercaprol injection. So these are the various types of parenterals. Now this is the overview of manufacturing process of parenterals. So how there will be arrangement for the processing? This is the planning and scheduling. First step of the process will be always a planning and scheduling. So what will come under this? First one is equipment and facility, second one is documentation, and third one is personal. And now the material management. There will be a raw material and API as well as a packaging material. Now after this we have to do the manufacturing requirements. So there will be a first step is manufacturing, then bulk analysis, then sterilization, next is aseptic filling, quality control testing and visual inspection, and at the end the finishing. After that there will be a labeling packaging and then it will be in the warehouse. So this is the whole overview of the manufacturing process for the parenteral preparation. So here you can see the general steps involved in parenteral preparation. First we will do the cleaning. Then prepare the bulk products, that is preparation of bulk products, then filtration, then filling of solution in or product in ampoule or vial, then sealing, after the sealing the sterilization, and last one is test for quality control. So this is the general basic steps in parenteral making. So here you can see the necessities of parenteral preparation. First one is sterility. Sterility should be maintained. Then pyrogen, it must be pyrogen free. Then free from particulate matter. And then clarity, there should be clarity, stability and isotonicity. It is used for the prevention of mechanical damage. Then solvents or vehicles used must meet special purity and other standards. Restrictions of buffer stabilizers, antimicrobial preservatives, and do not use coloring agents must be prepared under aseptic condition. Here you can see the basic production procedures of the parenteral steps. First one is cleaning of containers, then collection of material, then preparation of parenteral products. Next one is filtration, then filling the preparation in final container, then sealing the container, sterilization, evaluation of parenteral preparation, and last one is labeling and packaging. So these are the steps involving in Production procedures of parenteral. Now this is the layout of parenteral processing. Here is the flow diagram. This is the simple layout of preparation area. Now here you can see the production facilities of parenterals. The production area where the parenterals preparation are manufactured can be divided 5 sections. First one is cleanup area, second one preparation area, then aseptic area, then quarantine area, and last one in finishing and packaging area. So these are 5 sections that divide the work. Now we talk about cleanup area. Cleanup area will be constructed to withstand moisture, steam and detergents. The ceiling, walls and floor should be constructed to provide smooth, non-porous and non-absorbent surface. These areas should be adequately exhausted so that heat and humidity will be removed for the comfort of personnel. Precautions must be taken to prevent the accumulation of dirt and the growth of microorganisms, especially in the presence of high humidity and heat. Aseptic conditions are not required but must be kept clean and the microbial load must be monitored and controlled. Precautions also must be taken to prevent deposition of particles or other contaminants on clean containers and equipments. Ceiling walls and floors should be sealed. Then the preparation area. In the preparation area, the formula is compounded and preparation is made for the filling operation such as filtration of the solutions. Although this area need not be aseptic, it should be more strictly controlled than the cleanup area. Cabinets should be of stainless steel. They should fit snugly, tightly to walls and other furniture so that there are no catch areas for dirt to accumulate. Ceiling walls and floor should be sealed. Ceramic, plastic cement is used for the floor to get the smooth surface. Spray on tile finish with epoxy resin give a smooth and non-porous surface for walls and ceiling. All such surfaces can be washed at regular intervals to keep them. Now we talk about aseptic area. It requires construction features which have been designed for maximum security. The ceiling, walls and floor must be sealed so that they not only be washed but also treated with an antiseptic spray before each use. All counters cabinets must be stainless steel and hung from the wall to minimize dust accumulation at the legs resting on the floor. As far as possible, tanks containing compounded products and the mechanical equipment should remain outside the aseptic area and the product should be fed through hose lines. Mechanical equipment that must be located in the aseptic area must be enclosed with the stainless steel cabinets in order to seal their operating parts. Aseptic area means the area which are used to kill the pathogenic microorganisms. There are some techniques in aseptic area, that is HEPA filter integrity test, airflow pattern, air velocity study, heat sensitization study and heat distribution study. This is aseptic processing. Here we can see quarantine area. After filling, sealing and sterilization of the parenteral products, area held up in quarantine area. Randomly samples were kept for evaluation. The batch or products past the evaluation test are transferred in to finishing or packaging area. The last one is finishing and packaging area. Parenteral products are properly labeled and packed. There is a labeling and packaging in finishing and packaging area. Properly packing is essential to provide protection against physical damage. The label container should be packed in cardboard or plastic containers. Ampoules should be packed in partition box So ampoules always have special packaging to prevent breakage. Thank you.